Recovery after divorce is one of the hardest situations that any man will ever face in their entire life. After witnessing everything that they've worked so hard to build being taken away, having less time with their kids, and also forced to adapt to a financial situation that's very restrictive, it's no wonder why the recovery after divorce for men is quite low. But I found something after my divorce that has not only helped change my life, but has helped me to thrive again in this next chapter to the point where I'm taking the souls of anyone who's ever doubted me. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how semen retention helped me to beat divorce, and I'm going to share with you a bulletproof way that you can implement it into your life so you have access to this energy once and for all. Now, when I first discovered semen retention and NoFap, I was surprised at all of the benefits that these men were claiming to achieve after going on a long streak, whether it be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or a year or more. Some of these claims like you'll be able to attract women more effortlessly, you'll be able to please and satisfy a woman in sex better, you'll have more energy to put into your workouts. There's a whole plethora of benefits that was really attractive about that whole practice. But there was one in particular that really caught my attention and was the reason why I started semen retention in the first place. And that was semen retention will give you the strength and the courage to face life's challenges without any fear. And for me, when I heard about that, me being in a place where I was stuck in darkness for such a long time, I literally hit rock bottom. I was trying to find a way to move my life forward. And hearing many stories of men to claim that how semen retention helped to give them that courage and strength again to move forward in their life, that's what really intrigued me and inspired me to start my own journey. So for me, as you've probably heard and seen online, the first goal is to go on a streak as long as you can, possibly. And for me, my first long streak was 3 months. But what surprised me the most wasn't the fact that I was able to do 3 months within my first go. It was actually the benefits that I started to receive within the first 30 days. So within the first 30 days, I felt more mental clarity and more just physical and mental energy overall in my entire body. And I can attest to this because I remember when I was releasing before, I always felt exhausted. I always felt like I wanted to take a nap or get some sleep. After going through 30 days of retaining and not releasing any of my sexual energy, I felt more vigor and vitality in my body. And because of that, my workouts were exponentially better. It's like going on semen retention is like having pre-workout naturally without taking any pre-workout at all. And so, going to the gym, putting that energy into the weights, I felt like I could lift more, but I had more stamina to sustain more longer workouts. And that's when my physical transformation really accelerated. It's when I was starting to really effectively transmute this energy into my workouts. So the other benefit that I experienced after 30 days of retaining was more mental clarity and a higher ability to stay focused on the task at hand. Now you gotta imagine, like over 30 days, I was constantly being pulled by my brain to think about lustful thoughts, to think about women and everything that I was used to before. But without looking at a screen and not touching myself for over a month, it made it that much easier not just to be focused, but to actually complete tasks to the end, whether that be at work, whether I'm spending time with my kids and being more present with them with activities, or even being at the gym, doing my workout and locking in all the way till the end. That was a huge benefit that I experienced after my first 30 days. And that's when I knew that this was gonna be something that was gonna change my life. So over the past 5 years since I've adopted semen retention, I've had long streaks, I've had many relapses. That's the other thing you'll realize too when you go on this journey, is that failure is actually a part of the journey. There's no way that you can complete a long streak without going through a relapse. And the huge benefit of going through a relapse is it gives you the perspective of looking back and seeing, okay, well, what was I feeling up until the point when I relapsed? And it gives you now a new baseline to shoot for. And eventually the relapses for me over the years started to get me frustrated with failing, thinking like, why do I keep going back to something that doesn't benefit me at all? But sometimes it takes quite a number of failures and quite a bit of time before you can even reach that point. So accept and embrace the relapses, because it's part of the journey that's going to help you make this practice stick for the rest of your life. And now fast forward 5 years later, I'm not just thriving again in life, but people that I encounter, whether it's my ex's family, my ex herself, her friends, my own family, they're always shocked to see how far I've transformed and how far I've changed from when I first went through my divorce. And I like to use the term I'm taking souls at this point. This is a term by David Goggins. If you're not familiar with him, please do some research on YouTube. This guy is an inspirational guy who transformed his life and is inspiring others to find their own inner strength within them. And his definition of taking souls is when someone is placed in an environment or a situation where they're not expected to succeed or thrive, but yet they find the way, they find the will to thrive anyways and surpass everybody's expectations. And they do it to the point where they make their doubters start looking at themselves, feeling lesser than, or even saying, what the fuck, how the fuck did Roland do it? That's essentially you taking a piece of their soul, which for him, when he takes souls, it's additional fire and motivation for him to keep going down the path that he's going. And that's where I feel right now. I feel that semen retention has just helped me change my life to the point where I have so much momentum that now I continue to take souls, which is additional motivation for me to keep moving forward and keep thriving in this next chapter of my life. And this is my wish for all of you guys. So I'm going to share with you the bulletproof plan that I implemented that helped me make semen retention stick, and that you can implement so that way you'll always have access to your sexual energy that you could leverage to thrive again in life and make your divorce your biggest transformation yet. Once you implement this, you won't lose access to your sexual energy ever again. Now, the first step is you need to set a goal of achieving semen retention for 30 days straight. Now, it's not about the streak at this point. The whole reason why you're aiming for 30 days is you first want to see how you're going to feel in terms of mental, physical, and emotional health after retaining for 30 days. You need to set a baseline to see what are the differences, because once you experience the benefits, that's what's going to help give you momentum to keep going further with your streak. But by the end of it all, this isn't about a streak at all. This is about a lifestyle change. But in the first phase of adopting semen retention in your life, you do need to start with streaks so that way you can build momentum to make this stick as a lifestyle change once and for all. Now, once you achieve 30 days, note down how you feel. Again, that's going to set your baseline. And then as you go further, once you hit a 60-day, 90-day mark, even a year, start to track down those changes. And you will realize how much you're actually transforming and how helpful it is and how powerful this tool is for transforming your life. Step number 2, block any adult websites, and if you can, suspend any of your social media accounts so that way you have no access to any thirst traps. One of the biggest reasons why many men fail and continue to relapse is because temptation is literally a swipe away on their screen. So take a moment to block yourself from any adult websites. If you can, suspend your social media accounts so that way you're not looking at any women or any sexy pictures, so that way it makes this first 30 days as clean as possible for your mind, okay? And then the third step, the most important one, and this has to do with breaking a habit. Whenever you're breaking any type of habit, if you're taking away something, you need to replace it with something. For me, it was replacing this habit with going to the gym. And it was one of the things that really helped me transmute my sexual energy into something positive in my life. So you'll have to find a way to transmute the sexual energy into a new hobby or a habit, whether that's going outdoors, doing a physical activity, doing a hobby, or for me, lifting weights or going to the gym. You need to find a habit that's going to help you replace this old habit that you're trying to remove from the rest of your life. And those are the 3 steps that you need to implement semen retention. Will you fail? Yes, but pick yourself back up. Don't be so hard on yourself. Nobody gets there in one straight go. And this is a lifestyle change. This is a marathon. This isn't a race, okay? So please be patient with yourself when you fall down. This is not an easy task, but just remember that what you're doing, less than 10% of men are actually doing in their lives, but it's the less than 10% effort that's going to help you achieve 90% of the results that everybody else is dreaming of. And before you know it, you'll not just be thriving again, you'll be taking the souls of all of your doubters, which will give you additional fuel and motivation to keep moving your life forward. So I hope this message finds you at the right time. If you've gone through a long streak, I'd love to hear in the comments below some of your benefits, some of the ways that helped you stick to the plan. Otherwise, thanks again for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.